This is a video I often see Japanese YouTubers do, so I thought I'd give it a try myself, but these are the things that I'm happy to have purchased in the first half of 2026. And hi, if you're new here, my name is Elaine, and on my channel I like to talk about bags from mid-range to vintage luxury. But of course today I'm not talking about just bags, I am talking about all the things that I was happy to have purchased in the first half of 2026. So this encompasses anything and everything. Alright, so I'm just gonna go no particular order. Might as well just start with what's on my table here. So this, I know, is not glamorous, but for any mom, I highly recommend this. I got this from Amazon. It is a refill, but the Puracy stain remover is honestly the best. I just refill this into a regular old spray bottle that I had. Any stain that's been made since the last wash, you know, grass stains, blood, food, whatever, chocolate, I just spray it down with this, and I'll even just let it sit in the hamper with this and then just wash it in the next wash. And it's gone. It's honestly, I think it's one of those like bioenzyme things. I'm not exactly sure. I honestly use this on everything and it does wonders. And honestly, if you're a mom, or even if you're not a mom, if you happen to be kind of a messy person, it's the best. I think this would probably last me a couple of years at least. Next here are shirts. So I don't really talk about clothing much. I buy most of my clothing secondhand, so I don't do any clothing hauls or things like that. I wouldn't say I'm particularly fashionable. I just, usually like bags. But anyways, this is a Buck Mason shirt. I don't know if this is men's or women's, but it's pretty big. It is a size medium. It's a little oversized on me. It's a 100% cotton shirt. I actually got this from Crossroads. I think this was the San Jose store. So I usually go Crossroads San Jose or Crossroads Berkeley. If you're not from the Bay Area, Crossroads is a thrift sort of consignment shop. So they buy, sell, and trade. So you take in your clothes. They will buy your clothes for a price. Whatever they sell it at, you get, now it's 45%. You used to get 50% in trade credit. Now it's 45%, and then cash back is sort of on some sort of like sliding scale. I personally always get credit back. I do a trade because I do find things that I like there, and then so I always have a revolving credit. So did not have to buy any of this. This was, free from a trade. But Buck Mason, I know it's sort of like the tech person's Everlane, right? It's like a little bit expensive, but it's supposed to be quality. I have to say, I would never go to like maybe a Buck Mason store. Well, before this, I wouldn't have. Now I would, because the quality is really nice. It has that really soft, wonderful texture. It just feels like a vintage tee without being vintage. I think these go for like $50 online. I think I got it for about $20 at Crossroads. But again, like I said, it was with trade credit, so I didn't pay anything. So yeah, I got these two. I got one in gray and one in this like sort of off-white color, which it almost leans yellow, which is sort of what I use it for. Like I use it as a yellow. It's not see-through at all, very comfortable. I mean, I could even sleep in these shirts. And so I'm actually a convert. I would purchase things from Buck Mason again. Of course, it's better if you find it at Crossroads, but still, I love it. So I don't normally wear t-shirts on the camera because I feel like the presence of like shoulders and stuff just looks better. But in my daily life, this is what I live in. Next are these tongs. I purchased them from Amazon, but I literally typed in Japanese tongs into the search, and this is what I found. All made of one piece of stainless steel, and then comes with little feet. So it rests on the ground without touching the tables. I liked it so much I bought two of these, and I purchased it on Amazon because I've been looking for tongs in Japan. So I bought this pair of like bamboo tongs that I love long time ago, and like I'm always on the hunt for tongs. I'm always checking out like the kitchen section at different stores and such, and I never find anything good. So then after this last trip from Japan, I was like, you know what, maybe I'll look for it online. And then yeah, I found these on Amazon and they're really good. And I would say fairly reasonable. It's great. And I also love it because it is one piece of metal. So you don't have, sometimes they have pins for some of the other tongs that for me, they eventually slide out or they break. So this This is just really useful. Granted, you can't use them on non-stick items, so I usually just use it for my stainless steel items, but you know, still good. Speaking of non-stick and stainless steel, I did buy a new set of pots and pans from Quince. Well, to be honest, it was through credit, so I did not actually buy it, but my blog earns affiliate credit. I earn money through affiliate networks by linking and talking about Quince items that I personally like. I don't love all of them, but you know, I'll say what I do and don't like. And from that affiliate network, I do get a credit every month from Quince, which is, you know, I think it's their way of allowing the influencer to get more Quince items, review it, so on and so forth. So, you know, it's like a positive feedback loop. I have been mostly using it and not really promoting it because I'm grateful that I do have these evergreen blog posts. But anyways, but this Quince pots and pans it's a really good set. I know nonstick is like not the best because, you know, toxicity and all that. And I agree, you do have to be very careful how you use your nonstick pans. Definitely don't be using stainless steel. But I will say, if you use it correctly, wash it correctly, just keep monitoring it. Nonstick does have its advantages. So if you are looking for a nonstick item, you know, pots and pans, I highly recommend the Quince set. It was actually a really good deal. Got quite a bit. I think they are going after the, I want to say, caraway market. They also do have a stainless steel set, which I also have a couple items from, which are very good. I think, talk about it on my blog. I do have all clad. The all clad is heavier. For the most part, the Quince ones work just as well. Overall, I do recommend Quince's home goods. In general, they are fairly good. A lot of them are produced, you know, in factories that are well known, or they partner with other brands that are known to be good. That's it for homewares. Now I'm going to talk about accessories. And so since we're on Quince, I might as well keep talking about Quince, but I am a fan of their fine jewelry. So I do have a whole blog post about the fine jewelry, but this is the wave ring. And so it has both the plain wave ring and then a pave diamond wave ring. And I've been loving both. So right now I have them sort of like lined up so that they kind of stack, but you could also make it so that they don't stack and you have these interesting shapes, formations. The back of those are not, the pave doesn't go all the way around for the diamonds. So it's very comfortable on the back side as well. You're not going to like scratch yourself with the diamonds. I've reviewed a lot of Quince rings, especially since I love rings and I especially love jewelry. I do think a lot of their items are good. Not all of them, so if you are interested in a particular ring, I'm pretty sure I probably have reviewed it on my blog. But this one is new. I think both the regular wave ring and the diamond wave ring are both new. I got them this year and I've been loving them. I'll stack it with some bolder jewelry like this Van Cleef, which is borrowed. So borrowed this from Switch. I did do a review on it. Don't know if it's coming before this, but it will be on here eventually. Right now, I think it only comes in yellow gold. I would love to see it in white gold. I would totally get it in white gold as well. If you were only to pick one of the two wave rings, I would say go with the non-diamond version. I think the value of the non-diamond version is a lot better. And the non-diamond version is more interesting because it does have various widths. And so if you wanted like more of a dainty look, you could have it on the dainty side, or if you want more of a bold look, you could have it on the bold side. It's very versatile. Overall, I just think the quality is really good. It's a really fun ring. And then speaking of rings that I've also enjoyed are my Chanel Coco Crush rings. And so I got the first one in store in Las Vegas with a friend, and so that has happy memories. And then I really wanted to stack it with a white gold version, so I bought this one off of the Real or Fashion File. Might have bought this one off of Fashion File. And then I did also buy a diamond version, a much thicker version. That one I bought off of the Real. In general, I do really like the Coco Crush rings. It's sort of like a if you know, you know type of design. It's not like overtly a brand name. There's not a lot of diamonds. Well, not for the plain mini ones. This is the mini size. Come in all sorts of sizes, but I prefer the mini because it's a good size to be somewhat discreet. But you know, when you stack them, there's more of an impact. I almost bought a yellow gold version. So right now, as you see, I only have the rose gold and the white gold. I almost bought the yellow gold, but I decided against it for now because I don't know. I like the rose gold paired with the white gold better. And I feel like even just having 3 rings might be a little bit too much. But yeah, I very much enjoy the Coco Crush line. I know it's a little bit more, but if you do buy a secondhand, which They pop up fairly frequently on The RealReal and Fashion File. I do think it's a great value. Since we're talking about jewelry, I might as well mention watches. So I did buy this Grand Seiko watch off of Brandier, so I did have to pay tariffs. Came from Japan. But I have to say, I actually really love it. I've been gravitating more towards this Grand Seiko than my Rolex watches, partly because this Grand Seiko is quartz, so I never have to set it. It's already at the right time. I do switch my watches like I switch my bags many a times. So if it is a automatic watch, I do have to set it every single time. I do not have a watch winder and such. So it's kind of a pain. So most of the time I'm just like, I just need a quick watch. I'm gonna head out and do something, come back. I reach for the Grand Seiko. I really love this Grand Seiko. It's an older style, so they don't have this mother of pearl dial anymore. They have more of like these fun textured ones. I don't think this will be my last Grand Seiko in my collection. I did get it for a good price because it was secondhand from Japan. I do think Grand Seikos are worth the money. Like, they feel very comfortable. The bracelets feel as luxurious as Rolex, and they do such a great job with the dial designs. I did buy a lot of watches in the last like 6 months, and this is my #1 pick. So that's kind of saying something. Another thing I'm so happy that I bought this year is this terrarium. So I bought this as a commemorative item when I reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I bought it from Anthropologie in Walnut Creek. They have the front part of the store is called Terrarium. So it specializes in plants. I love walking into the Anthropologie in Walnut Creek because yeah, that terrarium section, I could just spend hours there looking at all the little terrariums. They also sell plants. They also have terrarium making classes, which I definitely want to do someday. Originally, I had purchased a fern, like some of the ferns that are in the terrarium, and they didn't survive on their own, but yet they are thriving in this terrarium. And I wonder if it's because just, I don't know, being with other plants make them happy. I did have to switch out the orchid a couple of times, so I just bought it from Trader Joe's, and you just take out the whole thing and you just switch it out. So right now it is the tail end of a second orchid plant. So yeah, I'm very happy with that plant purchase. And then this year, 2026, I started getting back into planners. So I bought this one first from Brandier, and I did do a cleaning and conditioning, and it kicked off my whole vintage Louis Vuitton, not craze, I'm not like super crazy, but interest. It kicked off my vintage Louis Vuitton interest. And so I love this planner. I actually had leftover sheets from when I was really into planners, and then I stopped doing planners because I was doing more digital. But then there's something about the whole writing on paper thing that just feels good. I don't know. But then I got this, and then I went down a whole rabbit hole about planners. I saw Lori Tata's video about planners. I'll link it down below. But she kind of reviewed all the different planners that she had. And one of the ones she talks about is the one from Paper Republic. So I just got this planner from Paper Republic. It's their new shade called Dusty Rose or something, which is usually not my color, but pink and green is sort of my lucky colors this year, I guess. And then I just, it actually goes well with this woman's dress. Is the exact color of this planner. And so I kind of love how it kind of goes together. I added this charm. This is a vintage pendant that I bought off of Etsy a long time ago, thinking this was aquamarine. It is not. It is some sort of glass thing, but doesn't matter. And then inside I do have my daughter did a little thing on the post-it. I do have a couple of notebooks in here. Paper Republic comes with a set. So I bought one set like kit, which I think it was called like the writer's kit or whatever. So it comes with the cover and a couple of notebooks, and then I also purchased separately another square grid notebook. I have yet to use it. I know I need to break it in. Pristineness of the notebook kind of has me hesitant, but I will use it. I will write in it. I look forward to it, but for the most part, I do like the Louis Vuitton one because of the binder system, and so it's easy for me to just add paper or take out paper. Less of a commitment, I would say, versus these notebooks. You could rip it out, but it's probably not advisable. It probably looks best as sort of like a journal thing. So anyways, loving the planners. Honestly, if I had to stop buying bags, I probably would explode on the planner thing, but for the most part, I'm trying to keep it all under control, right? But yeah, love. And then last but not least, talking about bags. So I've done, I talk about bags all the time, so I didn't really want this to be bag dominated, but I mean, I would be remiss if I didn't add the two bags that I'm currently enjoying. So first is the Caravas bag from Hermes Vintage. I did do a whole review, and I forgot I had this Etude Pegasus. So it goes so perfectly with this bag. Really loving this bag, even though it's on the heavier side, it's so durable. And I'm in my shoulder bag era, so it works perfectly with that. This did show up on my most used bags of spring list. So yes, I love it. And I've been using it along with this one. So this is the RSVP Paris bag. I've been using this bag a lot as well. This also showed up in my spring 2026 most used bags list. This is sort of my go-to throw around bag. Super durable, very well made. Love the unique design, love the thick strap, love that it can be both a shoulder bag and a crossbody bag. I picked these two as my favorites for this half of the year. I'm very glad I bought both. I think both serve their own purpose. Very useful and also unique, you know what I mean? So I think that's it. I don't know how many items there were, quite a bit, but those were all the things that I was happy to have purchased in the first half of 2026. I'm interested to know, what are some of your top favorite items that you bought for the first half of the year? Maybe the most practical, or just, just your favorite. So please comment them down below. And if you like this video, I ask that you give it a like. If you've seen some other videos in the past, I kindly ask that you subscribe. And otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Bye.